So I'm driving through to Almo now to go see some sites associated with the sheep war. And we're about a quarter-mile north of the Utah border, which is right over that way, kind of near those mountains. And this is an abandoned town called Naff. And I found some info online. The only real info I've been able to find about it is there was this kind of running joke back in the day when there were only a few people in town that you're likely to get poisoned at the dance hall, or, you know, that they're going to poison you. Ha ha ha. You know, it was a funny joke because it was such a small, out-of-the-way town. And one of the owners of the property just saw me walking around and said I can go into the dance hall here. Oh, man. And it's crazy to think that this used to be not a thriving community, but a community. And you can also see some of the battles probably that happened over infrastructure. I mean, the highway went up towards Pocatello and then off towards the left going to Boise, and it totally bypassed communities like this. This is the dirt road of, you know, what stretches to City of Rocks as you go left just north of Snowville, a 60-mile, 70-mile plus long dirt road. And you can imagine all the old dances and school balls, and there's not much left of Naff. And this is kind of what you can expect to see as you drive off the main road from Snowville up towards City of Rocks. And this was one of the battles kind of that was fought more recently over, you know, land ownership, because they wanted to make the City of Rocks sort of a national park. And that would entail a more, you know, well-laid road from Salt Lake City up to City of Rocks and Almo, but it kind of went the opposite direction and went down towards Oakley, and now City of Rocks is kind of a hidden gem. It's a beautiful place, but it's kind of crazy to think that this town used to have probably a couple hundred people, and now it's just one couple that owns the Naff Mercantile Cafe. So it could have been a town by a different name that later became a ghost town. And again, you can really see what happens when your town gets bypassed by modern roads and railroads, or when the railroads dry up. And you can see over here some of the old graves. I'll zoom in on them in a second, but down there you got the valley. I believe this is called Park Valley, and this is what you see if you look at a map of Utah and Idaho. This is all the area right between the two states, a huge valley. And then Naff itself, what remains of it, the mercantile store and the abandoned dance hall, is just down the road, about 3 miles down this way. Would you look at that? A World War II veteran with a Purple Heart this far out into the middle of nowhere, just outside of Naff. A big reason for the settlement and later depopulation of this part of Idaho is because there was a concerted effort by Mormon families to settle when it was a territory so that they could have a Mormon-friendly government in the southern part of the state. But they were really disenfranchised in the 1880s when they were forced out of public office by a senator, I believe, and U.S. Marshal Du Bois, who passed laws saying they couldn't serve in government, couldn't serve on juries. They raided the town of Paris and imprisoned pretty much every Mormon man, and a lot of the families left after that time, but some remained.